Yes, darling. In just a few moments, you're going live.
And then I'm gonna be going dead. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're just gonna start like that. We're just gonna have Truck Sama just isekai me into being kidnapped. Okay.
Hey, she's waking up after that truck just hit her. Oh, just a sec.
Something was pressed against my face. I barely had time to register the sound of a car's engine before I passed out again. How dare. Where? Whoa. Where am I?
This place looks familiar.
I looked down, horrified to see only shackles. I couldn't see anyone else. Hello? Obama? Suddenly, a cheerful voice rang through speakers placed around the room.
Good evening and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you. She's fresh, healthy, and alert. I'm sure she'll be versatile enough to fulfill any of your needs.
The voice chuckled softly.
Now, I'm sure you all know the drill. I'll start asking questions and you lovely folks can begin bidding at any time. Get on with it.
Shut up, unless you're bidding.
You sound like a hag.
You little crap. I bet you can't even afford anything here. Get back to...
Now. Shouldn't we save our passion for the main event?
For a moment, the voices went silent.
Shall we ask our items some questions and begin the bidding? Yes, please. Excellent. Let's begin. We'll start the bidding at 100.
I wondered briefly about what it was even 100 of. I decided I didn't want to know what I was worth.
Here's our first question. What are you doing here?
I'm here. For the memes!
I don't wanna. I can't. I don't wanna.
You gotta keep going.
What?
Who said that? You gotta do it for the memes, that's
Who are you?
I'm a bad impression, Michael Jackson. You gotta do it for the memes, that's why.
Fine.
I'll do it for the memes.
Get my booty cheeks sold. What does it look like?
My gam-gams cost $5 billion. Thank you very much, people.
$100 billion.
120 cents. The enthusiasm. Wonderful. Now, do you consider yourself to be athletic?
No. I get winded coming up the stairs. There's no point in lying. Not really. 140 cents.
Here's a fun one. Are you scared?
I've met all you fools before. No. What kind of questions are these? I made sure to speak clearly and keep my back straight. No, I'm not scared of you people.
170 cents.
A whole $1.70? Daddy, you spoil me.
Okay, let's see. How much money do you make?
I'm rich, bitch!
Why would that matter? I'm so rich, I've got $6 in my purse right now. All singles. 220 cents.
Good. Okay. How well do you follow instructions?
That depends if they're written down or if you just say them to me. I don't know.
230 cents.
Wow, big spender. $2 whole.
So this one's interesting. Are you a virgin? Not if my 50 fictional husbands have anything to say about that.
Hehe, no. 240 cents.
Don't worry, just a couple left. Do you enjoy camping?
I hate camping.
I stood there, stunned for a moment. What does that have to do with any of this? I kind of hate camping, actually. I looked down. I'd rather be camping than here, though.
All right. You're doing wonderfully. Last question. Who would you like to go home with?
What? I looked at the windows across from me in the dark room. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Trucksama, I am playing The Price of Flesh, but in Meme Lord mode. I had to battle Derek to get here. I had to hang out with Derek. So today I'm going to be playing Meme Lord mode of mostly Fox's route this time. If you're unfamiliar, Meme Lord mode is where you replay the game, but things are just a little bit more silly. Unfortunately, the real joke here is that I just gotta replay the level again. I gotta dig up my walkthroughs again. That's the real joke. Oh, and also these gloves. They're for my eczema on my hands so my hands don't dry up. And the Golden Girl shirt is to thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
Points at the announcer. You lovey-dovey.
Oh.
The announcer suddenly laughed with a strange bark. Stop messing around! The announcer cleared his throat.
Yes, of course. I'm very flattered and I would simply love to take you home, but I'm afraid the show must go on. These lovely and very patient patrons have paid good money to be here today. So let's wrap up the bidding, shall we?
Please, 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 please! Wait, please! I fumbled for reasons. These people all sound insane, and he has a fluffy tail. Surely I stand a better chance with whoever is doing the announcing here. I want to go with you, not them. Please! I flushed at the sound of desperation in my voice. Please, just let this work. That's kind of cute. You know, maybe you should take her home. Thank you, wife. What the fluff are you talking about? Shut up, you walking garbage can. We've already bid. Relax. There's other choices, aren't there?
Of course. We have a very diverse and exciting selection of products for you to peruse today.
See, you can just bid on another one. And I'm sure his fans would love to see another show. I stood there, frozen, listening to the exchange. Something about the blue window's voice changed when she mentioned a show.
I'm humbled and flattered.
Whatever you're deciding, get it over with. Thank you, Daddy.
Oh, yes, I'm terribly sorry for the interruption. Well, how about this? If you're willing to so graciously relinquish this delightful specimen to myself, I'll give you three a 10% discount on your next purchase.
Oh, you're too kind. I happily accept. And I'm sure the others do too. Don't talk for me, Biscuit. Don't talk to my wife like that. But I guess it's fine. I didn't really want this one anyway. Well, this one did want you. You gosh darn hot piece of garbage. Sorry, getting angry at a fictional character again. Silence overtook the room again, as the others waited for the green window to speak. It's fine. I can wait for another one.
So it's settled then. What an exciting turn of events. I suppose I'm the one who won this bid.
He let out another barking laugh.
Let's get her packed up and move on to our next product.
I felt a sharp jab in my ankle. Ow! What? I tried to bend down to inspect the pain, but I just crumpled to the floor. There was pain in my leg, and I couldn't move. I was seeing double and trying to speak. Ah! The first thing I noticed was a pounding headache, then a strange sound. Clicking? I strained to hear as the clicking became the rapid tappings of a keyboard. I opened my eyes. It's dark. Why am I so uncomfortable? I began to register my position, kneeling on the floor with my arms above my head. Ow! I tried to lower my arms and heard the unsettling clink of heavy chains. Oh? Someone was in front of me. And there was an anime girl figure on the table. Aw, look who's awake. Right on schedule. I jerked in surprise away from him, but the chains held me in place. The voice was strange, flat and mechanical. I couldn't make out his face. So, how are you? Do you remember what happened? As my brain started waking up, 1,000 questions started to bubble to the surface. What's on your head? Really? Of all the things to be concerned about, you want to know about my ears. Yes! But don't worry about that. You made a choice to become my lovely co-star. Heart.
and I have to admit, I'm a bit giddy. No one's ever asked to come with me before, and it's been so long since I've put on a show.
As he spoke, I tried to make note of my surroundings. It's so dark. It smells like bleach and shame in here. I looked at the man in front of me. Aside from the strange ears and what appeared to be a tail. Tail? He's kinda twinky. Oh yes, he's very twinky. Twinky old man! A little flame of hope came to life in my chest. I definitely made the right choice. I could have a chance in a fight. If he can beat me up when he's 20, he can take me down when he's 50. Hey, sweetie pumpkin, baby boy, Ren pie, angel kisses. I'm sorry. Ren, no! Who do you think you are? Oh shoot, this is really hard. This is actually really hard. Ah! Da! No! Dang it! Oh my gosh! Why is this so hard? It's really hard. I could take a twink. I know it. Have a deep conversation about what anime his figure is from. Bond over being weeaboos. I looked down at myself and my train of thought was completely derailed. Underwear? And it's lacy? This definitely isn't mine.
Ah, yes, your outfit. I thought it would be perfect for your first show. What do you think?
Now, I probably won't get every interaction of Meme Lord mode. That's the only problem with Meme Lord mode. It's interspersed with the regular games, so you're essentially just doing the same thing over again. But, there's this. When did I change? Did you see my gams? Did you take off my clothes? He leaned down close to me and spoke in a low voice.
Would you like to see?
I didn't know how to reply, but he didn't wait for an answer anyway. Instead, he picked something up off the table. I heard a soft beep. Then the small screen of a camcorder was thrust in front of my face. It took a second for my eyes to adjust, but... Bro! What? I can't see poop! The camera swept over my body before being jostled, as if it was given to someone else. Then he entered the shot. You need to fix your camera, man. It's so grainy. Yeah, all this money, and you couldn't afford, like, a clearer camera. He tore through the underwear with his bare hands and claws. Why did you even film it in the dark?
Nah! Would you shut the fluff up and watch?
A set of lacy underwear was dangled in the camera's view. He slowly slipped them onto my limp body. He seemed to be very careful with his claws, avoiding both the lingerie and my skin. Then, once it was on my body, he stopped for a moment to admire his work. It's pretty cute, I guess. I guess it's cute. I know it's cute.
Oh, you like it? It does look so cute on you. I spent quite a bit of time picking out the right set. We're going to have so much fun, and I just know Chat will love you.
Chat? The question popped out before I could think about it.
Yes, darling. In just a few moments, you're going live.
And then I'm gonna be going dead.
It's a big audience we've gathered. Oh, and I almost forgot. You can call me Fox. Everyone else does.
He placed a finger on my lips, and I felt the odd sensation of a claw above it.
Don't worry. I don't need your name. I already know it.
I opened my mouth to protest, but he had already turned away. I looked at the equipment surrounding me. They're cameras? A deep fear started to creep up my throat. Wait, you can't film me? You can't...
Shh, we're starting. Hello? Can you hear me? How's the feed?
I could tell he wasn't speaking to me. Chat, am I cooked? Yes? All right. I couldn't quite see around him.
Yes, you two. My goodness, you got in here fast.
He cleared his throat and stood up straight.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you could join me on such short notice. Oh yes, I missed you too. Yes, my beautiful patrons of exquisite taste. Welcome back.
He lifted his voice and spoke in a deeply expressive way to his audience. It overcame the mechanical flatness that seemed to be caused by his mask.
I've got such a treat for you today. A fresh face. Please say hello to Espoir.
Sup, chat?
She was going to be used for other business, but she wanted to come here instead.
I squinted at the computer screen. It was some kind of chat room and a video feed of me. Or these people are watching me? Like and subscribe. Plug your own channel. Hey folks, I am Espoir du Vide. I play visual novels that involve Yanderes, and why are you looking at me like that, Fox? You can find me streaming on my own channel Monday to Saturday at... I felt a warning kick. Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Oh, Rancor, that is disgusting. Maybe later. Come on now, you guys know the drill. We need to pace ourselves. We need to make it last, right? Let's start small.
He suddenly got close to me. He gently grabbed one of my pinky fingers. I tried to pull away, but my hands were shackled together and chained up.
Get those bets ready. This counts as first blood, right?
My sanity! He yanked my finger backwards with vicious force. My scream dissolved into a pained groan. I looked back up at him, half expecting him to be facing the computer. But he wasn't. He was looking at me with his pretty little eyes. He was staring intently at me. My hands were shaking as I tried to hold back tears.
Not bad at all. Should I leave it there or put it back?
I opened my mouth and choked down a whimper before speaking. Put it back, please. He seemed pleased by my request.
Of course.
He immediately grabbed my finger and pulled it back into place. Thank you. The wet, grinding sound in my hand made me feel sick, but I managed to endure it without screaming. And it did seem to feel slightly better. Hey, I got plus 10 sanity. Yay! I flinched as he moved, but it was only to turn to the screen again.
So, what do we think? Yes, I think so too.
His tail switched behind him excitedly. Oh.
Already?
He laughed sharply.
Well, with a donation like that, your wish is my command. So, feet again, pandemonium. I'm just teasing, of course. Let's see what we can do.
He took a theatrical bow before stepping back towards me. Wait, don't touch my little tootsies! No! He ignored me completely as he bent down to my level. My protests cut off in surprise as he reached behind me and cupped my delicious booty cheeks. I heard him breathing through the mask as he took a moment to squeeze the flesh. Like I said, $5 billion for this tookus. He slid his hand slowly down into the crook of my legs. Then he pulled, yanking my shins out painfully from under me. Ah! I yelped as my weight dropped entirely to my shackled wrists above me. What are you doing? He continued to ignore me and adjusted the camera. Listen, Fox, you keep ignoring me. This relationship isn't going to work. Now that my feet were in front of me, I realized that they too were shackled together. I shuddered as he held one of my feet and rubbed with a clawed thumb. Oh, come on, that's one of the most sensitive parts of the body.
Take a good look, guys.
A glint of a knife seemed to stop my heart for a moment.
Things are about to get messy.
I tried to jerk my foot out of his grasp, but his grip was as tight as the iron shackles. Ow! Pain streaked up my leg as he pressed the tip of the knife into my soul. I clenched my jaw and tried not to scream. I didn't want to give these people what they surely wanted. I didn't want to look, but... Eek! He caught my gaze. An knowing look crossed his eyes. Eek! He plunged the knife deep into the bones and tendons of my foot. Ow! I only realized I was shrieking a moment later.
Ah, we've got plenty of blood now.
I was shaking uncontrollably, and hanging from my wrists made it terribly obvious.
She's gotten nice and wet. What do you think, chat?
He leaned closer to me.
Should I have a feel?
He didn't look at his screens or wait for an answer. No! He shoved a thumb into the wound in my foot. Gross. Tearing another scream from me with his thick claw.
No.
My vision wavered as he massaged his thumb roughly into the wound.
But you begged for this.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
Or did you forget?
Please, I didn't... He flipped the knife in a show for the camera.
You did. And I think chat would like to see some more blood. Isn't that right?
Chat, no! He finally relinquished my foot and turned to the monitors. He seemed to be reading some comments.
There's 2 other cameras. Stop talking about my booty cheeks. No, I'm not going to whip it out.
Whip it out, bro, whip it out! He sounded like he was trying not to laugh.
You guys are so one-track minded. That's why I love you.
As the pain in my foot turned into a duller ache, I noticed the pain in my wrists again. I struggled to get my feet back under myself, and he noticed.
Here, let me help you with that.
I cursed myself for flinching from him again, but he simply pushed my legs into their first position. I think that's even more painful.
Now, Chad is still thirsty. What do you think?
Do whatever you want, guy.
Do you really mean it?
He let out a single, sharp laugh.
I'm so glad I have your blessing.
He moved to give a clear view for the cameras. He raised the knife, my blood still clinging to the edge. I sucked in a breath in preparation as he lowered it to the skin of my chest. Ah! He raked it, shallowly, across my body, slicing apart the lacy top he dressed me in. Hey! It stung, but I kept my composure as well as I could. For a moment I wondered why he would cut apart the underwear he must have bought. It was probably expensive, too. I looked down at his knife, and the absurdity of that thought almost made me laugh. What is happening to me? The sting of the blade interrupted the chaos of my thoughts. I couldn't suppress a groan this time. He was cutting deeper than before. Don't cut my boobers! A hot trickle of blood made its way over my heaving chest. I barely registered a low hum coming from him as he stroked warm fingers over my bloodied chest. The sensation made me shiver involuntarily. It's cold! Turn up the heat, Foxy!
Lovely.
He raised the knife to my collarbone. I winced before the knife touched me, and it didn't prepare me for the intense pain. Now you wouldn't stab me in the collarbone, now would ya? I couldn't help but cry out. It hurt so much worse than the other cuts. His other hand had dipped to my waist. My composure was breaking. I could feel it. He kept cutting, and I kept crying. When I raised my voice, his hand squeezed my waist, digging claws into my skin. I glanced down and choked. My entire body was covered in blood now. Is he going to kill me like this? That would be awfully rude. As if he could read minds, and we really hope that he can't. He stilled his hands and leaned in close. I could hear him breathing hard through the mask. I didn't dare speak. His ear twitched towards the computers, and then he stood up. He wiped off the blade as he read the words on screen.
Yeah, I got a little carried away. But can you blame me?
His hips swayed to the side as if all he'd done was some kind of charming foible.
Oh, wow. Thank you for the very generous donation, Wound Fluffer.
Hey, it's Wound Fluffer. It's Derek's dad.
Is there something special you'd like to see?
Oh, well, I don't know. I think Wound Fluffer might like to see some fluffed wounds.
Anything for my most loyal customer.
And then Wound Fluffer's like, hey, what happened to that one guy, Strade? And Fox is like, we don't talk about him.
Oh, of course. Is that all?
He suddenly turned back to me, and I'm like, what's up? What's up, Daddy? I'm still here bleeding. God, no more. He circled behind me and crouched in a fluid motion. I flinched at the sound of a metallic clink, but to my surprise, the wrist shackles were disconnected from the chain above me. I fell forward clumsily until I was caught by clawed hands.
No. Come on back up.
He pulled me back up right on my knees against him with surprising firmness. Oh. My hands were still bound by the shackles, but I relished the release of the strain from hanging. But my relief was short-lived as he grabbed my chin from behind and forced me to look into the cameras. What up, chat?
You've been so quiet, darling. Why don't you say something nice for your admirers?
His claws dug into my cheeks in direct contrast to his sickly sweet tone of voice. Hi.
She's so shy.
He forced my head to shake with his hand.
That's okay, though. We can see you're trying your best, can't we?
Something wrapped around my neck from behind. What? A wave of panic washed over me as I tried to grasp it with my bound hands. It was some sort of cable, pulling tighter and tighter. Hey! I couldn't grab it. I can't breathe. I tried to throw myself to the side, but all it did was tighten the wire around my neck. With increased urgency, I clawed at my own neck. I can't...
wound fluffer.
Panic eclipsed all other sensations. I dug my own fingernails deep into my neck.
I think I snaked this one from your boy.
It wouldn't move. It's too tight. I can't breathe. The shackles on my wrists got heavier and heavier.
It was a little funny. I think he was a bit upset.
The wire. I can't end it here and start from the beginning again. My shaking hands kept dropping as I mentally screamed at myself to lift them, to pull the wire off, to do anything.
He has good taste, just like his old man.
My hands fell into my lap like lead. My vision darkened. Fox's voice became jovial static. I couldn't feel anything. Nothing at all. Ah! Something hit me.
Rude!
My desperate lungs tore a violent inhale from the air. My body exploded into a terrible mess of coughing and sobbing, and calling him a biscuit. I began to breathe. I began to wreathe. Yes, that's how you say that word. I began to writhe against the ground. When did I fall? What is happening?
Donation. We can wrap it up with...
Is that all you got?
How's it going, sweetie?
Huh? Don't you call me sweetie?
Fully Loaded wants to see you perform.
I was still gasping. I could barely understand what was happening.
You need to wake up.
He grabbed my head. Before I could... Ow! Rude! Before I could register what was happening, he slammed my face into the floor. What's that thing that Joker said when Batman smashed his face into the table?
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck. See?
I felt the crunch on the front of my face throughout my whole body. I was fully paralyzed with agony. He pulled my wrists up and reattached them to the chain above. Blood streamed down my face. I couldn't do anything but stare in shock. He grabbed the sides of my head and forced me to look straight ahead.
Are you guys ready for the finale?
No, I'm not. I was surprised to feel him let go and walk away. When he came back, my blood ran cold. He waved a gun in clear view of the cameras. No, wait.
Shh. I'm not going to kill you. If you do a good job, anyway. Actually...
He turned to his monitors.
Why don't we play a little game? It'll be fun.
Ah! I heard the rapid tapping of a keyboard. Are you making a poll?
I've made a poll.
Oh no, he made a poll. Oh no, the poll's full of memes. Oh, yawn death. He turned back to me with a horrific glint in his eyes. I cringed involuntarily as he approached me and raised the gun to my face. A funny bit of lore that I learned from the game You Kill Me Every Time is that Strade hates guns, but Ren is just very, very, very okay. In fact, he loves guns.
Guns.
You could watch a movie with Ren and say, "Hey Ren, what kind of gun is that?" And he'd give you the make, model, and history of whatever firearm was on screen.
Esquire is going to open her mouth and give the barrel of the gun the best blow job we've ever seen.
Nani?
And you guys will vote on whether or not I pull the trigger. What do you think?
I think this is dumb, but you know. I trembled as he read the screens. He looked back at me.
You'd better get to work. They've already started voting.
Chat, come on. I think... Yeah, obey reluctantly. I don't have a choice. I leaned forward and opened my mouth. He gleefully shoved the gun inside. Herk! I tasted blood immediately. I suppressed a groan. It must be from my nose. I'm sure it's broken. It still hurts. My whole body hurts. My pride hurts. I steeled myself and stuck my tongue out along the gun barrel. I can't think about that now. I just need to do this. Ah! Oh, come on, guys! I squeezed my eyes shut and tried to ignore the pain. What do you want from me? Ignore the gun, even though the gun is like halfway down my throat and stuff. Just lick the gun. Just give the gun. Just pretend the gun is Gin Ichimaru and do all the things that you're gonna do to Gin Ichimaru to this gun. Ah! I moved my mouth and tried to make a show of it. What if I really got into it? What if I just annoyingly got into it? Like, oh, this gun is the best gun that I've ever had in my mouth. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's so good. Just be extremely silly with it. Yeah, he'd probably kill me instantly. I felt sick. I could hear him panting. No, concentrate. Chat, come on. Come on, chat. Now you're getting it. He was practically moaning. I made a show of licking the length of the gun barrel. I couldn't stop myself from shuddering. Good. You might have to work a little harder to impress chat, though. Come on, chat. I wrapped my lips around the gun to stop myself from grimacing in disgust. My thoughts wandered to the people watching. Chat, how many people were watching this? I was shaking. Come on. A tear rolled down my cheek as I felt a hot flush of shame. Chat! I can't think about that. I focused on my single task, on survival. Just a little more. Ah! I obeyed him and ignored everything else. It's just a gun. It's just an instant death firearm. My thoughts were interrupted as the gun was suddenly pulled from my mouth. I'm disappointed in you, in-game chat. He was looking at the screen. Uh-oh. Chat says your time is up. What? They. The fluff you mean, they? I gave the best gosh darn gluck these people have ever seen. Don't call it that. I'm gonna call it that. You don't tell me. Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Shoot me? All right then. Ripperoni. You failed to perform. I did my best. And sometimes your best is all that you can do. So like I said, since Meme Lord mode is kind of skipping around a bit, if you want to see the full video, you can refer to my un-Meme Lord mode version, but I might skip a few things. But let's just say I won the gun-sucking contest, and it was good. Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun next time, too. Good night for now. He made the motion of blowing a kiss to the camera. Why don't you blow a kiss towards me? Then he clicked something and tapped away at the keyboard. He sighed and turned to me. I squinted up at him painfully with my one good eye. Yeah, because that happened. To my surprise, he pulled off his mask. Isn't he terrifying? Well, you've survived a show. That's not very common, you know. You should be proud of yourself. I had no idea what to feel. Everything hurt so much. My foot, my neck, my back, my pride. As adorable as you are like that, we should get you cleaned up. His voice sounded different without the mask. My brain was barely holding on to the concept. Ah! Hey! Suddenly, he was holding my face, looking at me. I'm gonna be seeing that in my nightmares. Snapping fingers. I'm tired. You need like an air horn or something. There you go. There's my cutie patootie. Aw, ain't he cute? He's so cute. Huh? You passed out. Can't blame you, really. You did lose a lot of blood. And an eye. And a foot. And my pride. Hang in there, baby. Aw. I gasped as I saw him clearly for the first time. He's older than I realized. And he's really short. But clearly inhuman as well. I looked around the empty room around me. Why can't I see? I held up a hand to touch my eye and found bandages. My eye! Yes. Bit of a shame, but you have a spare, I did what you said. I survived. You said... That's right. And you did very well. Aren't you gonna let me go? Come on, me. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He ain't let nobody go. He responded in that sharp bark of a laugh. Oh, sweetie. You're not going to be leaving? A lump caught in my throat. You have a job now. You need to keep performing. But I didn't fill out any tax papers. How am I going to get my W-2 form if I'm working here? Does this come with a 401k? How's the dental plan? Actually, I think the dental plan and the health insurance is really good because I'm going to need it after every show. What? In fact, you'd better get some rest. You'll want to heal as best as you can for our next show. He stepped towards the door. No, that can't be it. I lunged forward and immediately crumpled to the floor. Now, going a little bit off topic, seeing that grate there reminds me of You Kill Me Every Time, wherein Ren in that game showed you how to hide pills and a knife in that grate. I can't help you much. So you can help me some? But... the baby boy is helping me! So I hid these. Ooh. So it would be hilarious if they made another game where you actually escape from Fox. Because right now there's no escape. There's no escape except the good end. But that would be a really cool game if we could escape from Fox. Tee. Why are you doing this? Yeah, why is he doing this? Why? They always ask why. Fine, I'll tell you. Because I'm really good at it. Aw, look at that. Aw. I didn't know how to respond to that. I could only stare at him in disbelief. Sleep tight. Only next to you, Pookums. I stared at the door. Then I looked around myself. Absolutely nothing, aside from a litter box in the corner and some kind of foam mattress. Well, at least he gave me that in meme lord mode. Who are you? Did you forget? I told you that you can call me Fox. But who are you? Really? You wouldn't happen to be an adorable little beastkin guy named Ren Hana, would you? What are you? Have you been under a rock for the last 5 years? Embarrassment crept up my face. I heard, yeah, furry, right? What? No. Get your crap together. But sleep tight. But we're not gonna leave. What? We're not gonna talk about that. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back. I see it's gotten a bit busier in here. How exciting. I bet I can guess why that is. You've fallen in love with Espoir, haven't you? They love my meme-tastic humor and sass. He laughed, not in his usual bark, but the light and controlled laugh of a host. Just Please go easy on me, fellas. I looked at the camera and tried to smile. I knew it was shaky and weak, but maybe if I charm them, they won't. Oh, how adorable. He stared at me for a moment. Then he turned back to the camera. Now, I was thinking we'd start off with... What happened to her eye? Oh, how careless of me. My apologies. Some of you weren't here last time. Allow me to show off our previous work. No. He lifted a camera off its tripod. Then he brought it close to me. I could feel myself cringing away from the invisible lens. He circled behind me. The foot was fun. It looks like it's healing pretty well. I yelped involuntarily as a claw prodded the stitches at the bottom of my foot. It was certainly rough enough to draw blood, but I couldn't see. He came back around. Can you see the bruises? Oh! He shoved the camera close to my chest. It's a little hard to tell with the fishnets right now, but we had to sew her up here, too. And of course... He brought the camera up to my face, hovering above the bandage over my eye.
I suppose you'd like to see what's under here.
No, 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 no. Without warning, he unhooked the back of the bandage and hastily unwrapped it. Wait! The last part was stuck! Ow! He tugged it, and it tore away from the flesh and dried fluid it was fused with. Stinging pain returned, and I felt a warm drop roll down my face. It wasn't a tear, it was viscera.
Wow, maybe we should have changed that bandage. It doesn't look so good.
He actually sounded a bit apologetic. I assumed it was just for the cameras. He ain't sorry. He delicately placed the camera back on its tripod and took a moment to read his screens.
Now, you know that kills them every time.
Hey, that's probably not a reference to the next game You Kill Me Every Time, but that's pretty funny if it was. He lifted the item in front of me this time.
Do you know what this is?
Is it a bedazzler?
A what?
Come on, Ren. You know what a bedazzler is, you know. A bedazzler. It bedazzles stuff.
Is bedazzler a brand name, or is that actually what that tool is called?
With, like, rhinestones.
No, it is not a bedazzler.
Aw, man, it'd be fun if it was. Bedazzle my flesh. He circled around to my back again, where I couldn't see.
Your cute little fishnet is in the way.
I felt a few claws touch my bare skin. I couldn't help but shiver and arc away. I could hear his breathing get deeper. I steadied myself and prepared for pain, but I only heard the faint terror of fishnet instead. When then? Slow anticipation of the agony I knew was coming threatened to push me into insanity. Also, for those, it's a soldering gun. It's a soldering gun, and he's gonna draw stuff into my flesh. Warmth spread over a small area of my spine. It felt nice until I shrieked in agony. A searing hot point was pressed to my back. I tried to wrench my body away from it, straining against the shackles.
Stay still, darling.
Don't call me darling. He hissed in my ear. I could hardly hear him over my own screaming. He dragged the point over my skin, burning, sizzling. I could smell my skin. I twisted in my bonds and retched from the awful smell of my own flesh cooking.
Relax.
I couldn't think. I needed to escape the pain, the burning. The horrific instrument was lifted from my skin, only to be brought down again, directly over my spine. Ow! I screamed as my body slammed against the restraints. My shoulder, something. I couldn't concentrate. Tears flowed freely down one side of my face from my undamaged eye. I couldn't stop screaming. He kept dragging the searing point through my skin. Ow! Ow! Don't you understand this hurts, Fox? Ow! He took the camera somewhere behind me.
Well, pretty cute, right?
I blinked and tried to see the screen, the feed of my own mutilated back, the shape. It's an S? It's really cool. Wait, did you make that? Did you make that? Ren, you're so cringe. Fox, you're cringe. He left my side and went back to his screens. He seemed to be reading.
They tell me your eye looks terrible. They said it looks like the inside of a pizza pop.
I don't want to know what a pizza pop looks like because I don't want to envision that on my face. A pizza pop?
It looks like a Cronenberg movie.
Oh man, it looks that bad? Oh boy, you mean my face looks like practical non-CG horror effects?
Like someone put an essential oil bath bomb in the microwave.
Wait, are you not supposed to put those in the microwave?
Like a prolapsed... Oh, gross. I'm not saying that one.
What, he's talking about a prolapse
Anyway, I'm afraid they're right.
I turned my head away automatically. I didn't know why I felt ashamed of it.
I think it might cause problems if we leave it like that. I think it's going to have to come out.
All right. It's for the best, I guess. I felt a shift. Something pulling my awareness from the deep murk again. Something petting my head. Sleepy head pats.
Did I wake you?
My body was so heavy.
There you are.
Oh, we don't get to see him shirtless, but we get to see him in his natural environment, in his natural wear.
You've been sleeping so long. I was a little worried you'd slipped into a coma.
I looked at him, panic rising, but I couldn't seem to speak.
Shh, relax. No show today.
Those words sent a wave of relief through my body.
I've gotten you all fixed up. They couldn't save your eye, but it's been prepared for a prosthetic.
I barely remembered my eye. I reached up to touch it automatically, and it recoiled with a gasp as I felt nothing there.
Don't fiddle with it. It needs to heal more.
Something about what he said. A prosthetic? Why can't I move? My voice came out as a croak.
You're on painkillers, darling. Drugs.
Drugs?
To keep you sleeping and healing.
I fumbled with this new information, trying to make sense of it. It was hard to form a complete thought.
And you're going to stay on them. It's better that way.
Oh, yeah.
For now.
I relaxed slightly and started to look at him more closely. As I focused, I realized that he was wearing a really fluffing, ugly hoodie. Now, I'd call it a lot of things, but I don't know if I'd call it ugly. Okay, yeah, maybe. I think I would call it ugly. That is hideous. Why would you wear that? Why would you be seen wearing that? Nice ahegao shirt, you nerd. Gosh darn.
It's rude to stare, you know.
Normally I would be staring at his fluffy chest. I hastily tore my gaze away from the offending garment and fidgeted nervously. He let out a quiet, light-hearted chuff. Are we not going to talk about that?
It's fine. You're on a lot of drugs. Probably won't even remember this anyway.
I'll remember it forever. Did I ask who did that to you? He laughed, a single dry bark.
A dead man did. You know, I used to think he opened my eyes. Then I thought he closed them. And now, I realize he didn't do much at all.
Oh.
He may have made the scars, but the scars didn't make me. I did that myself.
He laughed again, but this time more heartily. Oh, I don't know if he's enlightened or even more insane. What happened to our baby boy? Well, I mean, we know what happened to our baby boy, and this is why our baby boy is like this. But he's not a boy, he's not a man, he's a daddy now. Oh yeah, speaking of Ren being a daddy, I played this wonderful fan game where you actually have a child with Ren. You should check that out. It's very cute.
But I guess it's time for me to go. There's always business to attend to.
Wait! Are you going to kill me or not?
Well, that's up to Chat, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought you were the one in charge. You know, your whole thing, the scars make me, I didn't make the scars or whatever. I'm sorry.
Get some rest.
Before I knew it, he was gone, as was that horrible sweater. I mean, if you want to wear that in public, that's your choice.
Most of you has seen this before, yes?
A loud bang sent my body jumping as much as the shackles would allow. My pounding heart felt like it was going to explode.
It's a pneumatic nail gun, and yes, I absolutely do know how to use it.
He waved it slightly. A nail gun? I have no idea how it works.
Do you know what a pneumatic nail gun is, sweetie?
I looked up at him. I couldn't seem to focus. Don't call me sweetie. Oh dear, what's the question marks? It's like... I wavered in place, having trouble connecting words. It's like a parody. He leant in closer to hear me.
What do you mean? A parody of what?
A parody is nuts! Oh! come on, that was funny. That was funny. Ah! He pulled the trigger. Ah, my arm was shaking. I wanted it to stop. It just made me feel more of them under my skin, moving under my skin. Please, take them out. I'm sorry that I got you, bro. I hate it. I can't.
Seems like a skill issue, to be honest.
He wrapped his hand around my arm and squeezed, forcing rivulets of blood from the nails. I could feel every bit of them, moving, scraping against bone, telling me that I should just take the L. But I couldn't help but scream. It sounded awful, like someone else. My head was swimming, because I was on drugs.
Here.
Huh? I looked at his offering. I gingerly took it into my hands. A knife.
They want to see blood, darling.
Blood. They want to see blood, and I gotta do what Chat tells me to do. The unspoken agreement materialized in my head. Cut myself, and the wire goes away. The wire that's around my neck that's currently choking me because Fox is very rude. Right? That's easy. Nothing hurts right now. I slashed the blade sloppily across the top of my thigh. As expected, blood began to seep out from the wound, because people bleed when you cut them. I looked up, expectantly. Is that good, Daddy?
That's good, but they want to see more.
I slashed again, with little concern for my legs. I could barely feel it anyway, because of drugs.
No.
Huh?
Your belly. Deeper.
I looked down. But that's where all my cupcakes and sausages are. Deeper? I touched the point of the knife to the side of my stomach. I knew the wire must be cutting into my neck. My breaths were so shallow. It's like a dream. Just a dream. I pushed the tip inside, filled with wonder at how easy it was. I understand now. They want to see my insides. Well, you can't do that, 'cause I would die. I dragged the blade across my belly, deep, through skin, fat and muscle.
Wait.
My hand immediately froze. I looked up at him, knife still inside me, waiting for my next instruction. But he just stood there. He turned to his screens.
No, of course not. Your wish is my... Actually, fluff that. Show's over.
The screen suddenly went dark. I can't see. I felt something grab the knife out of my hands and throw it across the room. I gasped as the wire suddenly released, and I fell forward onto my knees. I took in a few ragged breaths as the wire was pulled away from my neck. Dizzy and confused, I felt the shackles around my ankles open. I was pushed onto my back. What's happening? Why did you stop the...
Shut up. Stop talking.
I heard a knock at the heavy door.
You hit the call button, sir? Medics, now. I have 2 here. The abdomen. Stop the bleeding. I want her alive. This one is mine now.
I woke up startled, my chest burning and beads of cold sweat sliding down my forehead. The living room was dimly lit, until I felt a pair of eyes staring at me. Hubby, did you not carry me to our bedroom while I slept on the couch? I expected more of you, hubby. So like I said before, Meme Lord mode is a little bit difficult because it's just silly little memes interspersed with the main game, and so I would be essentially having to replay the whole level all over again, and I'd have to dig up all the walkthroughs I used and not even know if I find all the jokes. But that was Fox's Meme Lord mode. If you ask me, it could be way more cringe. I say the developer should get more cringe with it. And if you like this video, I highly suggest watching my playthrough of You Kill Me Every Time, which is a remake of the Boyfriend to Death game, but this time starring entirely Strade, my nemesis, who I hate, but who I hate slightly less than Derek. And not to mention that in You Kill Me Every Time, Ren's redesign makes him look more closely to this version of Ren, which this game came out before You Kill Me Every Time. You go off into the sunset. I will give you so many anime pizza parties, and you can have all the chicken hearts you want to eat, as long as I get the chicken liver so I can fry them up. But until next time, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.